Hi, I'm CJ Altenberg with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. We appreciate you tuning in. So today we've got something special for you. We've got a used 2016 Cimarron 4-horse Gooseneck. This trailer actually has a lot of extras on it. What we'll do is we'll take a look at the drawing on this trailer. We sold this trailer originally. We built it for the customer itself. We understand that things change and life changes, so they didn't need this trailer anymore, so we bought this trailer from them. They didn't trade it in, but we bought it. But when we custom built this trailer, again, it's a 2016. This is a V-nose 4-horse. It is 25'3" on the floor. It's 7'4" tall. It's 7'6" wide. So it really fits those customers that are maybe looking for something with some extra height, some extra width, to maybe just accommodate some bigger horses. And then this trailer is also set up with a closet tack room, a hay room, and a front dressing room. So we'll walk you completely through this trailer. But before we kind of get into all of those aspects, I want to talk to you a little bit about what we do here at Transwest when we do get these used trailers in. So again, we do take trade-ins. So we'll be happy to look at a trade if you're looking to upgrade. If you're looking to just sell a trailer you have sitting around, turn it into some cash right now, give us a call. We'll be happy to visit with you about that. But when we bring in a used trailer, doesn't matter what condition it is, there's some things we're going to do to these trailers when we bring them in. So on this trailer, for instance, it's a non-living quarters. So in a non-living quarters trailer, we're going to put it through our chassis shop. And what we're going to do is we're going to realign the trailer. We do that to every single used trailer. It would surprise you how often trailers can get out of alignment. Really bad roads, potholes. We all can curb a trailer now and then. We don't mean to, but it does happen from time to time. And it will knock a trailer out of alignment, which will cause bad tire wear, which could cause a blowout, which could cause you sitting on the side of the road having to change it. Busy I-25 traffic, nobody wants to do that. The other things we look at are tires. So this trailer here had really minimal use, but it had the original tires, and they were really high quality tires, but based on the age of the date code on those tires, they were out of date. So us as a dealership, we're going to replace them. So we replaced them with a brand new set of tires. We took it to the acid wash to get cleaned up, and then we go through the trailer very thoroughly. You know, maybe we make some adjustments to the dividers so they shut a little bit better. We, lube the hinges on our doors and our drop windows on these Cimarrons that have those welded hinges with grease zerks. We try to go through the trailer as best we can to get it road ready for you and as best condition as we can. We're not going to tell you they're brand new, because they're not. They are a used trailer. But this trailer here has been completely gone through our shops. So let's take a look at this, because this is a loaded up trailer. Again, this was custom built when it was brand new. So it's got a lot of extras on it. I want to show them all to you. One of the very first things I want you to notice is this enclosed front end. I love these enclosed front ends from the standpoint of it dresses the trailer up. I think it gives it a cleaner, finished look to the trailer, really sleek, but also it keeps everything behind here nice and clean. So behind here, what we're looking at is we've got our spare tire, we've got an electric over hydraulic equalizer jack. This does have a manual override, so I can, in an emergency situation, I could get this trailer up off of a truck or put it down on a truck. We have a cylinder that's going to hold some hydraulic fluid in there. This trailer is equipped with electric over hydraulic brakes, disc brakes on this trailer as well. So that's definitely an upgrade there. And then we've got a battery box located here. We've got 2 batteries in here, and the customer actually added some solar panels to this. So this will charge from the solar panels. These batteries will run our jack and then also our air ride system. So over here to the right of that box is our actual onboard compressor. So it's all self-contained. We've been doing this system for quite some time. If you've never owned an air ride trailer, talk to some customers with some newer air rides. And most of the time I'll tell you that I'm very confident that almost everyone will tell you they'll never own another trailer without it. The old air ride systems, if something happened to the system itself, you couldn't go anywhere with the trailer. You were stuck. But these systems here have rubber torsion axles with a shock kit on it. So basically, if something does happen, it sets down on rubber torsion axles and you can go down the road like 90% of the trailers out there. But the air ride system is a game changer. Your horses will ride so much better. They're not getting that jarring you know, from bumps in just the roads and potholes and bridges and railroad tracks that hit those joints. And boy, does it take a toll on them after a long trip when we're going to try to compete with these horses. A lot of customers say that they can peel a full day off the front end of a trip because the horses are fresh when they step off. They don't have to have that extra day to recover. It is well worth it. And again, we don't get a lot of these used air ride trailers in here, and they don't last very long. One of the other things I want us to kind of look at here at the front of this trailer is the V-nose on this trailer. So this here, you know, we're used to their normal tapered nose that's actually going to come a little bit farther out. This is great for like short bed pickups, but boy, does this trailer pull really nice with that V-nose. We've kind of done some rough testing. We would like to get identical trailers side by side, one with a V-nose, one with a standard nose, and kind of do some tests as far as miles per gallon. The rough testing that we've done is somewhere between 2 and 2.5 gallons or better on our miles per gallon when we're looking at this V-nose versus the tapered. So they really cut through the wind extremely well. And the other thing is Cimarron extends this nose when we do that enclosed front end to 9 feet. Normally it's 8.2. They have a little bit longer nose than everybody else out there in the industry. I think that's another reason why these trailers pull so well. But when you combine axle placement, a V-nose, air ride suspension, and just the length of that Cimarron nose, these trailers balance very, very well. I mean, you can have 4 horses and loaded, and this trailer will just glide. So let's talk about a couple little extra things. So one of the first things is that we have a front kind of room kind of to itself. And what this is this is a hay room. So our concept here is now we don't have to put a hay rack up on top of this trailer and you have to worry about bales getting up and down. This room here is for additional storage or for, again, a hay room itself. I mean, you can get easily 12 to 15 good sized bales in here. So it's got a lot of storage in this area right here. Not to say you have to use it for hay. If you want to take some additional stuff, you can, but that's a great feature there is, again, we're not having to get up top and mess with a hay rack, getting hay up there, getting it down. Directly behind it is going to be our tack room. So this is a closet tack. So it's completely sealed off from that hay room, and then our front dressing room that we'll get to on the other side. But as you can see, we have another big area here for storage. One of the very first things we look at is the swing out saddle rack. It's on a gas shock. Now we're not having to climb in and out of this trailer getting saddles and other tack out. These pads are adjustable, so I can move them up and down. I can remove some, I can add some, whatever you want. But we also put a 42-inch wide door on this, so as we're swinging this in and out, our saddles aren't hitting door frames. That's the last thing we want to do when we're hauling some nice saddles in these trailers. And then it just slides back in and around the corner it goes. We've carpeted the entire closet tack room in there. We just understand that you're going to have tack against there. Tack also rubs against the wall. We don't want it against an aluminum wall because it'll create more noise. And think what's on the other side of that wall on the back side there, well, that's our horses. So try to keep them as comfortable as possible. So we have a blanket bar tree in there as well. That releases and swings. So they're easily accessible. And then you can store them back against the wall. And then we put quite a few hooks throughout this trailer in this tack room. Again, that carpet's going to create that tack from swinging against, scuffing up the wall, scuffing up your tack, and making that noise. Up on the roof, you'll notice there's a two-way roof vent up there. And the reason why is we don't have a window on this door since it is the tack room. We'd like to just keep it nice and sealed. But if you wanted to air it out as you're driving down the road, you can do that so it's not maybe as musty after some sweaty pads and blankets and saddles. And then on the door, again, carpet there as well. Another set of hooks. We've got a door organizer as well, and then a brush tray. So some of your smaller miscellaneous items, bottles, brushes, hoof picks, anything like that. That's a good place to store all that, those type of items. But again, a nice sealed off area. We also put fold up steps on these entrances. I mean, this trailer I actually have aired up right now, so it's actually sitting about 2.5 inches higher than it would when we're in the lower position. I highly recommend when we are loading tack, loading hay, loading horses, or unloading everything to actually lower it. Because what we're doing is we're actually pushing the trailer down closer to the ground. We're not having as big as steps going into these areas. And then also our rear ramp that I'll show you here in a minute, it's not as steep. So it's a lot easier for horses getting in and out. But we really like the step features. We're doing that on all of our inventory trailers. Customers just really like it. It's really easy getting in and out of here. As we get back here, so these are two 8,000-pound air ride axles on this. There's also a couple upgrades that they did when they built this. Alcoa wheels, 17.5s. So those really dressed the trailer up well. Those Alcoas look beefy. They really dressed it up very, very nicely, rather than just a spoke wheel. And man, these things will brighten up even more if you take some time and work on them a little bit. So like I mentioned, these tires were out of date, so we put a brand new set of tires on here. So these are 18 plies. I mean, you want to talk about plenty of axle and rubber underneath the trailer to go down the road. I mean, we're talking, this is it. 18 plies on this size of a trailer might be overkill, but honestly, in today's world, with what we're having to deal with supply issues, it was either these or we were going to have to wait a while for like a 14 or 16 ply. We just said, hey, throw them on there and let's roll. We understand that, you know, these trucks can pull these trailers at a pretty high speed nowadays. With this air ride, again, you'll be very surprised at how well the trailer pulls, and you might catch yourself going a little bit faster than you probably should, and that's why it's nice to have some good tread underneath there. So this trailer actually has quite a few options that we're incorporating on trailers for inventory today that back then we weren't. One of them is this amber turn signal. So it's kind of, you know, right behind the wheel well there, but we understand that these are bigger trailers. A lot of people don't pay attention to trailers, so it's just an indicator light that will, when you turn your blinker on, it'll flash. When you hit your brakes, it'll indicate, and then it'll also work as a big marker light for you as well, which a lot of customers really, really like. Now as we get to the back of the trailer here, like I mentioned, this trailer is 7.6 wide, so this is a little bit wider trailer than the standard, which is 6'10". There's kind of a misconception when we talk about those widths as far as standard. A lot of manufacturers will call their trailer 7 foot wide. If there's no wheel well on the inside and you truly put a tape measure to it, they're going to measure between about 6'9 3/4" and 6'10", and Cimarron just flat out calls their standard 6'10". But this one here, we went a little bit wider. So again, if you've got some big horses, we have a wider trailer, which is going to give us more length to the stalls, and then we actually have some additional height. So this one's 7'4" tall. They also upgraded to the rear ramp. So if you have, maybe you want to use this trailer for dual purpose. Maybe you want to haul some toys along with horses. You know, you can run a four-wheeler or something along those lines up here on the rear ramp and right into this stall area. And again, maybe make it as a dual purpose trailer rather than just hauling horses. When this was built, this was upgraded with a couple things. First thing is airflow dividers. Again, creating a lot more airflow through here, keeping the horses comfortable. Padding on the dividers as well. And our very first divider up here is not only is it a stud with the airflows, but we extended it up over the hip of the horse as well. I know we have a hay room, but if you want some additional storage, you know, maybe you do have that one problem child or that one stud you want to keep separate and put him up here in this stall, or her. If you get to the point though where you want to haul some additional items, this is fantastic. The reason why is, you know, now we don't have to worry about items getting underneath the horses and we're in transit because it extends, but also up high as well. So you could cram this first stall full of maybe some shavings, maybe some additional hay, any little miscellaneous items, and we're not having to worry about them get in this stall area itself. And these are really good, easy to close and open, recessed slam latches on the wall. We also have a UHMW heavy duty plastic paddle latch there. And why that's important is we're not having metal to metal contact. When we have that metal to metal contact, even on these air ride trailers, there's still a vibration that can happen that can create more noise. You know, it's not fun listening to that going down the road, so you can imagine what your horses are going through. So we've eliminated that by doing that paddle latch with that plastic rather than metal. And this is a cast aluminum piece that's powder coated around it. So I want you to notice nothing is protruding out from the wall. Everything on these dividers has a radius to it, so everything's nice and smooth, no 90-degree angles. We try to eliminate all that, and by we, I mean Cimarron. They do such a great job on animal safety on these trailers. That's what we have to remember. These are horse trailers or stock trailers. Those animals come first and foremost. So we haven't really talked about the construction of the trailer itself. This is all aluminum. What you have is, on this trailer here, you have 4-inch centers. At the time, this was the best floor on the market, and Cimarron has now improved that from the 17 models moving forward. They actually put a truss in the middle of the 12-inch deck board. But this was the best at the time. Cimarron said, we want to make it even better, so they did. This today, in today's market, would still be the best. With those 4-inch centers, imagine hoof size of your horse. Wherever they're standing on a support beam. So you're not going to get those pits and waves by spreading those centers out. And that's one thing I mention to customers all the time is, you want to see quality of a trailer, just crawl underneath and look at the floor from the bottom side. That will tell you how good a quality the trailer is. The closer the centers together, the more material, the stouter that floor is when you spread them apart. Hate to say it, it's a cheaper trailer. Over time, it won't hold up as well. Obviously, all these aluminum trailers, one of the very most important things is of you taking care of it. But you're starting out with a superior product. You take care of it, it'll last forever. Every Cimarron comes standard with an insulated roof as well. So why that's important is we can keep this stall area about 20% cooler than an aluminum sheeted roof. So again, keeping our animals comfortable. You know, we're combining air ride, we're combining this floor, the padded dividers, the airflow dividers, and then keeping them cooler. You know, we are wanting to create a space that keeps them comfortable, getting down to the road to where we're getting to go compete, or them more relaxed when we get somewhere to even go to a trailhead and go for a long trail ride. We have big bus windows on the hip wall. I'll show you the big drop windows on the head side when we get out there. And then this was, at the time, was upgraded to the OptiBrite lights, which are now standard on these trailers. They put out a ton of lighting. With that LED, it's not a big power draw, but you get a lot of light coverage in this trailer. That's one thing they did not skimp on when they were building this trailer, is a lot of light coverage. As we work our way out, I mean, we kind of looked at the ramp, but there's dual 50/50 doors. You'll also notice the head padding that they upgraded to as well. So if you got some horses that are backing in, or backing out of this trailer going in, gives you a little bit more safety feature there. They're not hitting their head on that aluminum cross piece there at the top. So we get over here to driver's side. I mentioned the airflow dividers, and then these drop down windows with jail bars as well. These are massive, massive openings. Cimarron does a fantastic job of, again, trying to create as much airflow and try to keep these animals as comfortable as possible. So by having these jail bars, you know, it's safety from the standpoint of horses can't get their heads out. If we wanted to get in there, maybe add some feed to their hay bags in there or water, we can drop these very, very easily. You can get the screens for these as well. Our parts department can work with you on getting screens for these if you want to do that. But these are massive. I was talking about the massive size door frames. As you can see, around these drop windows, that's all framework around there. So these guys open and close very, very easily. A nice, you know, really tight seal to it, so we're not having to worry about, you know, water getting in there to that stall area. But again, these type of items here will hold up extremely well and longer than like a prefab window that's really lightweight. I wouldn't attempt to even do this on a prefab window because I'd break it. They're piano hinges, to where these are the welded hinges with grease zerks, but you can shake the entire trailer with these drop windows. That's how stout they are. And then at the first stall, you have the access door. So again, if you have some maybe some items in here while you're traveling, you know, this is a great place to put a cooler, I say, right inside this door. It's kind of out of the way. But if you stop somewhere at a gas station or somewhere along the line and you need to grab a cold drink, you can open this up, grab it. Again, we're not having to worry about the horses because they're behind that. Additional storage, all those little items like that can stay in that first stall there. And now we're on the back side of our closet tack room and then our hay room when we get into this front dressing room. And these type of setups have become so popular because on these front dressing rooms, now we can keep this very, very clean. Again, all the tacks on the back side of this sealed wall over here. So we're not having to worry about all those items getting into this area over here. You know, you've got a nice, this is an 18-inch deep boot box that goes against the gooseneck drop wall. Great for miscellaneous items that can bounce around in transit, but also a step getting into that neck area. You would be surprised as to how big that neck really is. You are getting quite a bit of space, even though it is that V nose. I mean, as long as maybe you and your partner that are traveling, as long as you guys like each other, there is plenty of room up here in this neck. I mean, 2 people could sleep up here. And that's a big misconception on these Cimarron V noses compared to the others out there in the industry, because they come to a really abrupt point to where Cimarron's got a little bit bigger radius. But you know, you could throw a bedroll, maybe a couple sleeping bags up there and have plenty of room to sleep. And then we've carpeted this wall here with some more hooks. And then there's actually a shelf on this slanted wall here with a clothes rod. Just again, some little miscellaneous items that you can throw up here. There's a lip to this so things won't be able to slide off. Hang your clothes. Again, a clean area to just come in and maybe, you know, change clothes, get ready to go to an event, anything like that. But again, keeping everything nice and sealed off from our tack. And then again, that hay room on the other side. So I'm going to give you the stock number on this trailer. So again, it is a 2016 Cimarron Norstar. This has a ton of options on it. This 4-horse with air ride. You know, this trailer today, I kind of feel like if we were to build it, you're going to be pushing that $70,000. So there's massive savings in this trailer. Stock number is 5U210639. If you have any questions on this trailer, or you want to look at maybe what we have on order or custom building something similar to this, give us a call. Anybody here on the sales team can help you out. That number is 303-684-3400. We appreciate you tuning in. Thanks and have a good day.